Alright, last week we built the HUGELKULTUR Raised bed, and we started to fill it up. So I've grabbed some more fruit wood that I had lying around the farm and filled it in a little deeper. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab some of the clay-ish type material that I have up on the hillside here, where I usually grab it in front of the greenhouse, and we'll put some in there and we'll keep layering it. So I'm going to do a little bit of that, and then I'm going to grab some of my compost, which is over there, put another layer of that in there, and then I got a week coming up that I'm going to be off work, and we're going to go buy some real dirt and maybe fill it in and plant the strawberries. But right now I'm kind of going in between. This is my next bed here. This is going to be a grape thing, so I did soften it up first, but I'm going to put some poles in, and let's get started, and you can see what I'm up to and how it looks when I'm done. But yeah, I want to get those grapes back in the ground too. Geez, I don't know how I missed it. I do not know how I missed it. But there's definitely some pears or apples. I know there's definitely some apple in there. But this is my middle tree line. So I'm gonna go up there and inspect it and see if we can grab some fruit off her. So let's go, come on with me. Okay, so I came back with bupkis. The only reason I came back with bupkis is because where those trees are surrounded by thorn trees, and they're really tall, so I can't really get at the fruit even if I wanted to. But knowing that they're there, I know what I'll be doing in the wintertime. I'll definitely be doing some pruning. Definitely want to get those apples, pears. If they're spitting out fruit, I'm gonna make sure that they spit out good fruit. So we'll tidy up this back tree line later on, and we don't want to get rid of too much because it is a good windbreak. So stay tuned in the winter for that one. But let's get back to the grape trellis. Yeah, so this is my spare pile of dirt out here in front of my greenhouse. I just wanted to show you the color, and some of it's a little bit of topsoil, and some of it was mixed with clay, but it's not bad. It's a little clumpy, but it's not overly clay. But it is pretty horrible if you had to just use this. So we'll put some of this in there to mix in with the wood, and that'll make our 2 layers, and then we'll get some compost in there. Okay, so what I've been doing is I kind of have to manage my energy as well, because cutting one of these holes with the post hole digger, going into straight clay, like you can see that, I don't know if you can see that, but that's really tight packed clay, and it's very tiring. So in between of doing little spurts of that, I went and grabbed myself some dirt, which I get to cool off a little bit in the wind, and then get another thing of dirt and do a little something different, and then come back, and when I'm done this, I'll just go back and cut a little more of the hole, and then so on and so forth. So we're almost ready to put the second post up, but I want to finish off at least covering some of the wood here, and then I might just wait till tomorrow to put the compost in and hope it rains really good tonight, and then hopefully it'll fill in all the gaps and stuff. So we've got to get some water in there. There's going to be a lot of little gaps and holes and stuff because of all the wood that we put in there, so we want it to get in to all the nooks and crannies, otherwise it would just keep sinking. So I won't be planting anything in here for at least another month. So let's get going. Let's finish off this last bucket I got here, and then we'll see about getting some compost, and we're going to be picking some apples, and some peaches are in, and the peaches, I've had them last week. They are to die for. So food forest, organic growing, permaculture, you get a big thumbs up from me. All right, my second layer, or third layer you could say, is my compost. So this is my compost, been working for about a year and a half. So we'll have to replenish this coming fall. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get that in there. So stay tuned. All right, there's the third layer, compost on top. Now we got to get some potting soil. But like I said, I'll be a week off in the beginning of September, so we'll be grabbing a big truckload of that. And now we're going to get back to the grape trellis and get this. I'm making a really tall trellis, so that's what I want. Alright, my new grape trellis is up. Now I'm going to grab some wire and a drill and put some lines in there for the vines to climb onto. And yeah, I'll have to find a little bit more dirt. I think some clay if I can find it. Pack that in tight. I'm just waiting for some rain or something to help really compact that dirt. It's really hard to kind of tamp it down with just my foot. So yeah, let's get that going and then we can finish this off. It's quite tall. It's taller than me. It's probably about 7.5, maybe 8 feet. So we're gonna get some nice grapes off of that one. All right, down in the apple tree here. This is all the best apples I could get off the tree. Let's see about this one here. I'll get rid of that one. Anything with holes in it, I get rid of it. But the guys at work, they really like these apples, and I'm into them too. They're just a little bland. They're a little better than they were last week. They'll probably be a little better next week. We'll have to see. But right now I'm gonna go grab some peaches because those peaches look awesome. Oh, and they're nice and big too. So yeah, I can see some of them got eaten up here by the bugs. So let's see what we can get. So unfortunately, this is what I'm getting. There's probably a lot of bees or something are eating this stuff, possibly birds. But all of these peaches all have something bitten out of them or holes in them. So they're no good down here, but I do have some up there. Also the nectarines are in too, but they have a little something on them as well. Let's go over here and check it out. Again, this is my favorite nectarine tree. It grows really well. But as you can see, the nectarines have all this black ooze goo, and the bugs have seemed to get at them. So you can see we'll be losing this crop this year, and we'll see what's going on next year. But yeah, let's go up to the top and grab the peaches that I know are okay. All right, so this is all the peaches we got. I didn't pick them all because they're kind of small and they're not quite ripe yet, but they still taste really good. And the thing is, I'm just gonna leave them on there. These are way too small. I'm not even gonna pick off the ones that have the bugs in them and stuff because I'll let them eat them and hope they stay away from the other ones. But maybe next weekend we'll pick these for sure, if they make it that far. But yeah, there's just so many peaches on this one little tree. Like this tree's only my height, 6 feet. And there is just a massive amount of peaches on them. And then last week I got them off of this one, which was really good. They were really good too. I took them to work and everybody loved them there too. And then our neighbor's overgrown pear here is coming into fruition, you could say. All right, let's go take a break and get back at it in the morning. Well, just a quick update on my pawpaws. They're doing pretty well. Some of them are growing actually really well. Let's get rid of that little weed. But yeah, I just come in here and weed them a few times. There's a couple that didn't make it, but they're doing all right. They're growing really well. It'll be nice to see them next year when I put them in real pots. Bugs are getting at them, but that's okay. This is my shaded area, north side. So that's what we're doing there. And I just checked on my grapes and my honeyberry cuttings. I got them all up in here in this pile right here. So I just step on them and it creates a little bit of shade, which is what they want, right? That's how they grow. So I'm pretty sure the grapes are already rooted, but the honeyberry is going to take a little longer, a couple months even. So again, we'll get at it very soon, first thing in the morning. All right, good morning. We're back here to finish this grape trellis. What we're going to do is just put some wire, drill a few holes and just wire it side to side. And yeah, this is going to be a really high wall. So I think what I'm going to have to do is possibly put some angle braces on both sides. but we'll worry about that on another day. But for now, let's just get this going, finish it up. All right, I'm all done pretty much for the wire. I just pretty much eyeballed it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's probably, I don't know, it's at least 8 to 9 feet tall, at least at the bottom end. So we're gonna have a nice little wall of grapes, but I do believe I'm gonna have to put in some cross bracing down on the bottom, at least, to kind of keep it from being flimsy. But yeah, let's go check out our totes. I got to do some measurements. I'm going to check out a hazelnut tree that's giving me a hard time, and that's pretty much it for the weekend, other than, you know, collecting a little bit more fruit possibly. Peaches are awesome. Apples are probably give me another week out of them. And then I was really surprised to see at the back tree line, because it's the first time I've ever seen fruit on those trees. So then I finally noticed there's fruit trees. So bonus, like 40-foot trees, gonna give me some good fruit. Okay, so this is my good hazelnut. It's all nice and green, growing nicely. And then there's an apple tree, which is always struggling here for some reason. And then my other one. And for some reason, it's got this like reddish color leaves. They're a little dry, but I don't know. It's not, they're not crispy or anything. They just seem to be that color. So I'm gonna have to do some research on that, kind of find out what's going on. I did give it some compost, thinking it might be malnourished. So we'll look into that. I'll get back to you on that one. Meanwhile, down at my main, these are Concord grapes. This is my main trellis, my first one that I built, and they're getting a little color on them. You can see they're getting some purple on the grapes, so they should be coming in a week or two. I'm doing really well. I got to do some pruning to it. We got some overgrown stuff here. Still trying to train it to go down the right way. So, well, I'm just filling up some totes here. Just got to get some weight in them, get the water in there to help with the dye that might be in there, the dried dye, and help it just solidifies or liquefies. And then down here, while I was in between doing that, I dug out the trench for my hillside irrigation. So there's the hill all the way down. But I'm getting tired now. It's getting into the afternoon. So thanks for checking out my show here, and see you next week.